All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here, of course, for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 3, Episode 6. And Jean-Pierre Polnareff has joined the group.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. He's here. They're going to Egypt to find Dio and avenge Jean-Pierre's sister.
And the double right-handed man, whichever direction that is.
Not at all the Princess Bride reference.
Not at all.
And they said inconceivable.
Oh my gosh, right.
Like maybe that was just like a slight like subtitle, you know, like translation thing or whatever.
Yeah, it's fan subs, you know. Yeah, but in this regard, I am kind of glad that they're making those kinds of pop culture references because it's still it's still a little bit old school, you know.
Right. What would JoJo's be without its pop culture references after all?
Of course. I'm still looking forward to kind of meeting, you know, other, you know, kind of like characters like, you know, those of the Pillarmen, you know, of the other bro squad on the bad guys side.
The bro squad on the bad guys side that has the awesome intro music.
Right, and I think that in this setup, they don't want to repeat the exact same thing that they did last time.
Well, and also, there's only just so much room, and Dio takes up a lot of space, you know?
Yeah, he has a really big head.
Shadow, yeah.
Yeah, one of those two. Ego,
like
and
that,
things like that. But I'm looking forward also to them going on some travels, maybe some comedy involved, you know, maybe even some slice of life things. I didn't really think about this in the last episode, is that if you have 5 guys going on a trip, you know, random stuff can happen. It doesn't have to be, you know, the work of an enemy stand or something like that.
Every single time, yeah. And especially with Joseph there. I really want to see more of his awesomeness because those times when he does throw in that bit of comedic flair are amazing.
And also some a little bit more characterization for Jotaro.
Yes.
Kind of sprinkled throughout would be
maybe some discussions with his tsundere grandpa.
Sure. If anything, I think that those will come when he starts hating him less, you know? I mean, the edgelord has to maintain his edge, otherwise he'll get dull.
Well, of course. I mean, Joseph is more of the tsundere, but I like both could be.
Yeah. All right. So without further ado, let's get into this episode and see what goes down.
Oh,
and it might be of a heart.
Could be.
Yeah. Showing all the JoJo's. Yeah.
I still miss Joseph, like the young Joseph.
Me too. Okay. I mean, Stand Proud is a good opening. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is that part where you said there's that,
and then there's the other one over there.
But what could that mean, though?
Maybe it could. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. Every time Jean-Pierre does a little hop, I'm like, that's happiness. That's joy.
Okay, what is that chain actually made of? Because it looks heavy, but it just sort of hangs from his coat like
it's just bling, you know.
Oh yeah, it's bling. He actually got it at like the dollar store or something.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah. So why is it that in this part he is seemingly fighting himself? Like, watch this. It's like a reflection.
I don't know. It could be because Dio is from his bloodline, kind of.
Now.
They
made their way to Hong Kong by sea. Okay, good. So they are taking their boat. Okay, good.
Yes.
Yes. The new costumes. Yes.
I mean, it's not a beach episode if they're at sea, but
yeah.
Stowaway. Okay.
Yeah. Aww. A cheek pinch. Whoa! He just jumped! Oh crap.
Sharks! Those are the shrieking eels. They always grow louder when they're about to feed on human flesh.
Whoa! Nice! Holy crap!
That's a punch! Wait. Oh, right, because he can't see it.
He doesn't know what's going on, right. What?
The kid has a stand.
Oh! He's like, wait a minute. Oh. What the heck?
Was that the shark hitting the water? Or, no, these are the shrieking eels.
That's a stand. That is not.
No, that's a swim, technically. That's a big one.
Whoa! Holy crap.
They're like, maybe it's her.
All according to Keikaku.
They're paranoid.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. Yeah. Joseph. What the heck? Is this just the captain?
Is this the captain?
These sailors are all beefcakes.
But did anyone verify his identity?
Right.
See, there's a minimum shoulder span to be like a plot relevant character in JoJo's.
How dare you? Oh, Jotaro is like, There it is, inconceivable again.
Yep. Well, just take off his hat and see if he has one of the things. It's their shoulder span, isn't it? What? Oh, he reached for his nose.
Oh, wow. Wow. Genius, Jotaro. Well played. He's a beefcake. Alright, nice. Jotaro, you're amazing. Oh boy. What the heck? Okay. Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, you hear? Wait, how is this information getting...
What about Jean-Pierre's stand? It's ridiculously fast as well.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Wow! Stupidly easy. Following up with the lines. Oh my gosh, I love it. Is he already dead? What? Whoa, whoa. What? Oh!
あの広角海生動物の不実の虫だ。スタープラチナの腕から潜伏につながってびっしりとスタンドから力が抜けていく。いつの間にかいない船長がどこにも。ジョジョ
Nice, nice, okay. Oh, crap.
Okay, not over yet. Oh.
海中とはいえスタンド同士の会話が可能だから、よってもう一遍さっきのような生意気なセリフを垂れてみ。やりてえ魚料理を言いな。かまぼこか、それとも刺身とかよ。
That's what I'm gonna turn you into. Yeah, yeah.
He's talking.
このバカが強がった口聞いとるがよ、お兄ちゃん。俺の肺活量は普通の人の3倍よ。そして訓練されている。
Well, I believe that.
Yikes, so specific. Okay. And while you're monologuing...
Yeah, we need a swift sword strike right about now. Okay, here we go.
Alright. Oh. Oh, dang.
Oh, shoot.
Right, the very center.
奴のいる中心に飛び込めば攻撃できる。あ、ジョジョだ。渦の中にジョジョが見えたぞ。いかん。ぐったりしていたぞ。ぐったり？全然もがいてなかったのか？
That's not like him.
ひょっとしたらナイスかもしれんな。
Oh.
ナイスされて刺身になるのは。
What? Oh, shoot! What?
やっぱりてめえだ。何？水中だからよ。はっきり言えや。吸い取られていたのに。力を指の一点に貯めるために。わざと振ったりして。てめえがやられた時、小便ちびられたら。
And in a whirlpool, so it's all gonna get circulated. Yeah. Whoa! Whoa! Oh crap!
Okay.
Meditating.
Stay serious.
Or they may be sleeping, actually. Trying to catch up on some rest. こらこら、大切な水じゃぞ。吐き出すやつがあるか。What?
Oh. Okay.
But why was she scared? Did it just suddenly show up and they hadn't noticed it?
Or it could be that she recognizes that kind of ship is like pirates or something like that.
Sure. But,
So they introduced another character this episode.
Yeah. A potential sixth member, but I'm guessing it's going to be more one of those mini arc things.
Yeah, plus the shoulder span. You need minimum shoulder span for a stand. It's just...
Hey, Holly doesn't have great shoulder span. She has a stand.
Her stand's killing her.
Yes, that's true.
She may have a stand, but right now she can't even stand.
Can't even stand her stand, yeah.
Well, also just physically standing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay, now we have Stand of the Week in the Water.
We do, and we got another character. Mm-hmm. So it still continued with that pattern, even though they probably don't have a stand.
No, but they didn't leave this one in a completely episodic set. There is some kind of continuing bit to it. So what I think
they'll be a mini arc.
What I think they'll do probably is they'll do a bunch of mini arcs then.
Sure.
Because if they did it purely episodic,
that would get old.
Well, no, I don't think it would get old necessarily because it's JoJo's. But what they would run into an issue of is they would resolve conflicts too quickly, and it would become more predictable. But in this case, they could have the conflicts extend out and try to blend them into this kind of linear adventure.
Sure.
So the idea is that they're always making more progress towards Egypt.
Right.
But they're not necessarily doing it in the fastest way possible because Dio's minions are out there.
Right. They could also have it be something where each little mini arc or whatever can represent each region that they're in.
Sure.
So this could be the mini arc where they're at sea, right? And then there could be
they're going to get to Singapore.
Singapore, yeah. Mm-hmm. Welcome to Singapore.
And they're going to get to like India or something.
Exactly. They'll make their way to all the different places, and that's how they can have the adventure aspect, because then we'll have time in each location to appreciate it as they move towards Egypt.
And what's cool about this is here's the thing, guys. Mm-hmm. When they showed off like the Hong Kong garden in the previous one, it was like one of the most bizarre locations in Hong Kong. Mm-hmm. I'm excited about JoJo's being a means by which we get to see things that we've probably never seen before.
Right, yeah.
Or even like give an artistic look at something that we do recognize. Let's say JoJo's goes to the Taj Mahal, right?
Sure.
And they have a big fight outside the Taj Mahal. That could happen. Oh, yeah. And it could be this thing where we get to see the crazy art style with all this ridiculous stuff happening in the setting of real world instances. That's kind of a fun thing.
They did that in part 2 as well.
They did do that in part 2.
Going into Italy and Rome and all that stuff, but then they also had it so that the pillarmen where they found them, it was some place that we didn't really know about, but they were like, oh, this place was actually just concealing their burial or hibernation.
And it's those kind of clever integrations that make the shows I would say kind of weaker little kind of subplot episodes end up being a little bit more interesting because the world building doesn't just relate specifically to the stands, it relates to the world itself. So we end up learning those kinds of clever things
especially considering the fact that JoJo's as a show is a legacy show. So the fact that they're interweaving it with things throughout history and actual locations makes them feel a lot more like this amazing family that really did live.
And if you were around, you could have heard of the tale of Joseph and Jotaro traveling the world with their band of merry men.
Exactly, and even today you might find some places that are owned by the Speedwagon Foundation.
Yes. In particular, this episode I would say was weaker than the previous one, primarily because they didn't introduce a new Jobro, basically.
But they introduced a new character, even though it wasn't a Jobro. The shoulder span was less than the characters up till this point, but still. I also liked how they did a lot of things that were like more subverting expectations. Mm-hmm. So because I'm expecting new character, new stand, all those things, they didn't focus on the new stand at the beginning.
No.
They instead introduced this new character. Oh, and they're actually a girl. Okay, cool. Yeah, and then it's like, oh, okay, here's the stand user. All right, awesome. Yeah. But then they seem to get taken out instantaneously.
Right.
In a surprise turn of events, and it was awesome.
And we were like, whoa.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's all right, cool. They decided to do that instead. But then it's like, oh, okay, no, they're not actually gone. Mm-hmm. So that was even though I didn't care about the stand user themselves,
right,
the way they had them interact in the episode and the way they made the episode not entirely about them, made me enjoy this episode a whole lot more.
Yes, in particular, Jotaro was the star of this episode. I know what I'm not making these intentional every single time, Jacob. His back talk to the captain, his sass, his one-liners, his poses, even his yares, all of that just added to his clear kind of place within the Joestar lineage. Because one of the things that I've always theorized about Jotaro was that he wasn't going to live up to fill the shoes that Joseph left behind. But the thing is, Joseph is still around, so he doesn't need to fill those shoes yet. He can be a brash teenager for now. But one of the great things about a brash teenager is they are so quick to call out other characters on their BS. And his mind games he played with the captain, and really the only reason why he started with the captain was because the captain pissed him off by being, like he said, a condescending prick. He was being a condescending prick. And it was so funny that we joked like, shoulder span's really big, this is the other stand user. And then I was like, wait, but all the sailors have pretty big shoulder spans, so it doesn't really mean anything. But his design is kind of interesting. And then he's like, yes, if you are a stand user and you inhale smoke, vein bulges on your nose. He's like, and they all look there, and it's like, did you deduce it? Well, no, but I just did now because he grabbed his nose like a big idiot. And it's like, you got me.
that was great. That was
fantastic.
That was something kind of like that's that little bit of Joseph that made its way down and stuff, and that was awesome. It was also like one of those things where you could see, because a lot of the times Jotaro, he's trying very hard to be cool, right? But this was one of those times where it paid off, because
it did pay off.
I got the feeling that those one-liners that he gave, he had been the entire fight, he was just thinking of them, trying to come up with the right one to say at the right time, and then he'd be like, all right, this is it, and then he says it, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm cool. And I loved that. I thought it was so great.
And I like the tag team one-liner of the 10 years too. Is it too early or too late?
10 years too late.
10 years too late. Well, basically that combination bit with Jean-Pierre, Abdul, and Kakyo, and they're like, about your prediction, it was 10 years too late or too early. And they're like, hey, and then they cross their arms and just look cool, and then it transitions like mid-episode. I'm just like, this show, man. I think that's what the show's going to have, just a really good opportunity to execute on well, despite the kind of, I would say, almost horror monster of the week type themed setup, where you have some mysterious monster that comes at the behest of some master.
Right.
I think that stuff can be cool, and they'll probably get pretty interesting every once in a while.
And they are doing a really good job of keeping each one fresh.
Yes, they all look different, and
and function differently, and all that stuff. So,
but with the interactions between the Joe Bros squad, things can get very interesting. Especially if they ever decide to do character focus episodes,
like which is a beach episode.
Yes, but what I'm talking about is something similar to what they did with Jean-Pierre. Is we choose to, in this next episode or something, we're going to focus a little bit more on Kakyoin, because he is the most lacking in development at this point.
And this episode was basically that, just for Jotaro.
For Jotaro, yeah. And that's another layer that they can put into an otherwise, kind of mundane kind of plot in general.
Right, because the plot is not why you watch JoJo's.
No, it is not.
That's not why you watch JoJo's. You watch JoJo's for the characters. You watch it for the antics. You watch it for the crazy art and style, and just
how cool it is.
Just how cool it is, right? And these characters are the main reason why it's so cool.
Sure.
So seeing episodes focused on those characters
exactly
will probably be some very cool episodes.
Right. So what they'll get is that combination of utilizing all those little things together on the backdrop of a stand of the week kind of formula.
Yes.
Which can be cool. And then they have bits where the episode doesn't necessarily end directly with the stand user coming against them being defeated, that carries over into something else. And there's some consequences, like the ship being blown up.
Exactly.
And that's something that's going to dramatically change the storyline for, you know, them getting to Egypt.
Yep.
What are they going to do now? Is this boat going to have just more enemies? Is this boat itself another stand? Like,
is it going to be like civilians? Is it going to be pirates that they befriend along the way?
Yeah,
is it going to be some whole new arc, you know, of them
with idea.
The ship or whatever? Who knows?
Yeah. And in general, I think that style of things can be fun. I think that style of things can be very fun. But I really like, in particular, the episodes where they give that 90 seconds to Dio. You know, those 45 seconds
that
or so where they're
helps.
we know what's coming at the end of this road. Mm-hmm. And the more and more they build up that, I think it can also keep our interest in the where is this all going towards, because Dio as a malevolent force, which is basically what he is right now. He's not really a character in the story.
No, he's a presence.
He's a presence, yes, and his arms are reaching out and manipulating things. but one of the things I'm curious about is, at what point is he going to kind of go on his own little journey? Like, one of the things that Dio did in Phantom Blood in particular was he grew as a person. He evolved.
Right.
It
was all about evolution.
He became stronger. Yeah. He became a little bit more rounded in even his antagonism.
Right. He realized what it was that he wanted.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And we don't know exactly what Dio wants beyond just his megalomania and probably ultimate power and all those things.
And they don't need to bring that in right now, because he is the antagonist.
But they can hint at it.
They can hint at it. They can, because this is probably going to be a decent amount longer than Phantom Blood.
Oh yeah.
They can seed that in there as the story goes along, as we get closer and learn more about our main bro squad. They can also throw little tidbits in there about Dio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in particular right now, all my favorite characters are characters that have lasted longer than this, that have been around longer than just this part. So Joseph and Dio right now, and they get probably the least screen time. But in particular, JoJo's starting to grow on me a little bit. And if they can just keep that focused, kind of dropping little bits for each character in the squad along the way, I'm gonna end up really attached to these guys.
Oh yeah.
I really like the meandering adventure of a group of characters where they focus on the interactions. I am hopeful that they will do that. I am a little bit just being realistic here. I'm a little bit worried that the character interactions won't be the main focus.
Because they haven't been doing that so far.
I almost think that they can't truly do that.
No, and the thing is, I'm not particularly worried, and this feels weird to say, because that style of storytelling usually would bother me, right? I wouldn't like it that much.
Okay.
But the way that these characters, even though we don't really see new aspects to their personality, even though it's not really focused on the interactions of the characters themselves,
for sure,
just them being and them doing the things the way that they do it is so bizarre, so out there, that it's just fun to watch.
Well, yeah, JoJo's is never really going to stop being fun.
Yeah.
It's just a question of how much fun is, kind of going to be the norm. And I think that if anything, it's going to be more bizarre than fun.
Sure.
Is what I'm saying. I think that JoJo's as a show is probably going to always be fun. But one of the things that I'm guessing with having a stand of the week type format is that every once in a while it won't be as fun, but it will always be bizarre. It'll always be creative.
Exactly.
It'll always be, kind of oh, wait, what kind of... Yeah. What? Even stuff like that.
Yeah, even if we don't get as much Dio as we would like in an episode, or as much Joseph or, Jotaro or whatever, they'll always keep it at that unique flair that JoJo's has, so that we're never left wanting.
Exactly. All right, guys. Well, that was a fun episode, fun discussion. And if you want to see the next episode's reaction, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access. Also get full-length reactions on there. And yeah, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.